Hello, horror fans. Happy New Year and welcome back to Harry and Jen Do Horror with Friends. On this podcast, we pick newish horror films to analyze, critique, and discuss with a pal. This month, Jen and I sit down with the crew of Jerks Productions to talk about Good Boy. We discuss Courage the Cowardly Dog, morbid cakes, ambiguous plots, animal abuse, and more. This one was fun because for the first time we had a whole ass other podcast as a guest on our show, and we had a blast with this conversation. We think you'll like it too. You should know that on this podcast we completely spoil our movies, so if you have not seen Good Boy yet, go check that out first and come back to us. If you have a minute, we welcome ratings and reviews on your podcast streaming service of choice. We would love your help growing the show in any way you like if you have the time, especially by sharing these episodes with your horror enthusiast buddies. Next month, we're going to talk about Heart Eyes, directed by Josh Rubin. In Heart Eyes, a masked maniac with glowing red eyes returns every Valentine's Day to slaughter unsuspecting couples. When a cynical ad exec and a hopelessly romantic colleague become the next target, they decide to fight back and end the reign of terror. That's coming up in February. For now, let's talk to Jerks Productions about Good Boy.
At least no dogs died in the making of this movie, like some of those other films.
Wait, what? Wait,
yeah,
dogs
Milo
died?
and Otis, they went through a fuck ton of cats and dogs, apparently.
No.
You know that water scene? Mm-mm.
Oh, that's brutal.
I ruined Harry's night. I ruined everyone's night. I was like, look at our faces.
Yeah. Damn, Jen, you really brought that down.
Hi everyone, I am Jen Lightfoot. I'm an artist and tattoo artist. I don't really have much except that I have to wake up at like 5:30 tomorrow morning, which blows because I normally don't have to be at work until like 10. So that is very early for me and I am not looking forward to it.
What do you have to get up for?
I have to drive my partner Tegan to the bus stop because she has to go to New York City. Yeah. Oh, I'll be driving there in my pajamas. Like, okay. Fuck it. Like, I'm not getting dressed or anything. No.
Wow.
Halloween pant pajamas. That's what's happening.
That's crazy. I love it. I'll go next. I'm Harry Nichols. I'm a singer-songwriter. I'm an English teacher. I like watching scary movies and talking about them with my friends. And I'm a hat enthusiast. I'm always looking for new, descriptors for myself. And yeah, so I'm a hat enthusiast. I have a fuck ton of hats. And I wake up at 5:30 every day. So I have zero sympathy for you, Jen. Zero. This is how much sympathy. I'm fucking with you. No, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry you got to do that. That's rough. Our friends for today, oh my gosh. We have this is the first time we've ever had the entire crew of a podcast on our podcast. And that podcast is called Kill of the Week. Everybody say hi and say a thing that you're thinking about today.
Hi, I'm Josh, part of Jerks Productions. And today, honestly, what I was thinking about, I don't know how many sports fans were here. I know if Jess were here, she would have my sympathy. I was thinking of ways to trade Paul George from the Sixers and to see who would take that contract. Me and a coworker of mine had a 30-minute plus long conversation, and I don't know. We have yet to find a way because nobody's going to take a $250 million contract on a scrub. I'm sorry. I am from Philly, by the way. I am a Sixers fan, so I'm allowed to slander. That is something I must say. He's on his way out, and we need to get him out instead of paying these guys.
Jen is also a Philadelphian, so
Yep.
Thank you, Jen.
I'll go. I'm Brandon, another part of Jerks Productions. I'm a writer and filmmaker. I write nothing but horror and depressing shit that is good for the soul, good for the brain. A thought for today, I think my my thought for today was part of our pre-record conversation because my head exploded learning that the fucking newspaper article thing in libraries aren't like relevant anymore.
Mm.
The microfilm reader. I was working actually on a screenplay today, and I wrote that into a scene, and now my brain is hurting thinking that people don't know what the hell that is.
Yeah, it's tragic. I think we need to just preserve it, like for historical reasons. Like I think there needs to be some designation, you know?
Would it be like in a museum?
Especially because like I never got to use one, so like I just want to use one before it dies out like everything else.
Is
Truth.
the tech of our age that old now?
I'm like worried because I feel like it's all accelerating, right? Like it's all getting
Hmm.
faster. So it's like what's going to be irrelevant by the time we're like old people, you know? Like I don't know, I'm afraid.
Hmm. Yeah, like in
Yeah.
10 years, what's going to be gone?
Right.
Like, you still have a cell phone? I'm like,
Right,
what?
exactly. Like you use the phone,
Yeah.
like what?
Yeah, well, I'm Chris. I am a cinematographer, photographer. Occasionally do editing work with Jerks Productions. Today, I guess my most pressing thought.
The count, you have to think about it now.
Your most pressing thought is like you need to have a pressing thought. Like that's
That's a pretty calm life. That's pretty
Yeah,
nice.
That's fine. So I'm Jill. I'm the producer for Jerks Productions. I wrangle all of these kids together with every production that we do. I also have been running art shows in Philly with my husband Brandon for 10 plus years. And then in the last 4 years, I've been running a bakery. So lately, I'm questioning every life decision because Thanksgiving is practically tomorrow and I'm really tired.
dude,
Mhm.
oh my gosh, I can't imagine how immense it must be to like be a baker on Thanksgiving.
I don't like it anymore.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
It's
You're
I
so
love it
good.
until I hate Thanksgiving. I think next year I was like, I'm not making pies anymore. Screw everyone. I hate making pies. I am so tired. I'm gonna protest Thanksgiving next year because I'm tired.
So like what is the one baked good that you just can't anymore with
Hmm.
this?
Right now, pies. I don't want to look at another freaking pie.
Is
I'm
there
so
like a specific pie,
just
like a?
all of it rolling out the dough. Doing it. The whole thing is annoying me right now because I have made 50 pies and I'm tired.
Got
Uh,
you.
I love making jumbo cookies. I make weird brownies and bundt cakes, and I love making stuff, but I am tired of
Mm,
making. I think I'm tired of everyone wanting apple pie and pumpkin pie because it's
Mm,
just.
damn.
You have to
Ooh.
also remember this is the perfect platform to plug the name of your dessert company.
that's true. Yeah.
Especially,
Yes.
Yeah.
just
So my company is 8213 Desserts. It is a true crime reference. I like to make people uncomfortable when they try to ask what it is, and then they get real awkward when I tell them.
Awesome.
To see the light leave their eyes. Um, it was John Wayne Gacy's address.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Wow.
That is amazing. Do you have like like a shop?
Right now, I'm just working out of our house. I have a wholesale with a coffee shop near the art museum. Maybe eventually we'll do a food truck or something when I completely lose my mind, but I do a lot of pop-ups,
That's awesome.
which travel around. It's good. And like in a few weeks, I'll be vending at like a Catholic school, and I'll just be laughing to myself that like I have this morbid name, and I'm just like, yeah, here, Jesus, Christmas.
I think that rules. I
I
love
do
that.
Uh,
too.
so
Oh
a
my
lot of people
god.
will ask me, they're like, "Oh, is that your address?" And they'll try to make a reference, and I'm just like, "I wasn't his type." And I start laughing to myself, and they don't get it, and I'm like, "Don't worry about it. It's fine." Yeah.
Before we move on, tell us about your show. Tell us about the podcast, y'all.
so we have our podcast is called Kill of the Week, and every other week, because it is a bi-weekly show, basically what we like to do is we like to take a specific kill or death in cinema, everything from Nightmare on Elm Street to The Land Before Time to just covering anything of a death in films. And with that, we go into kind of like we talk about the film in general, like where we were when we first saw it, if it's a heavy practical kind of kill, like we talked about Friday the 13th and Jason X with the face smashing scene. We talk a lot about how the effect artist did that, kind of giving kudos to those people, and just like talking about films in general and like why deaths in films stick with us. Which we recently had you guys on for 2 episodes, which is rad.
Yeah, we had a ton of
Mhm.
fun. We talked about Tenebrae and we talked about Goldeneye, the James
Mhm.
Bond movie. And no, it was super fun being on the show. And what I love about your show is that you maintain the human element to it. There's such a focus about you and your personal experiences with these death scenes
Yes.
and
Yeah.
and the movies overall too.
But like what they mean to you and like,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
mean, films in general, I like to think like films in general and like film interest is personal. So like if you're like you want to share something with people because like when we pick a kill, it's someone in our crew that's just like, oh, I want to talk about this one because of X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, yeah.
And you just learn a lot about the person when they bring up a specific kill. Because I think like one of our future episodes is going to be Macaulay Culkin and My Girl.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah, and it's just like wow, that says a lot about a person of like how that affected them and
Hmm.
where you are and just how much just media sticks with you when you're exposed to it, you know?
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I just got a really good idea for the next kill of the week that I want to do.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
It's going to be a hard one. I want to do when the girl dies in Grave of the Fireflies.
I've never seen that.
Don't know the reference, but I can imagine if you're recommending it and Brandon has that reaction, I can
Whew.
imagine what you signed us up for. See, now I picked like Land Before Time and like dumb ones because we went through
That
like
was
some
not at
really
all a
scary
dumb one.
ones.
No, no, I
Oh, Land
reject
Before
that
Time
as a
is
dumb one.
not. No.
So we ended up with a theory that I'm fairly convinced that all the dinosaurs were dead the entire time, and then we got into a really morbid conversation about them like being in the afterlife and
I mean, that movie is like
yeah.
dark as
Oh
fuck
yeah, it
anyway
sticks
when you
with
think
you.
about it.
Well, I think next
Like,
week we're doing Mufasa's death if you'd like to join us. That's
damn.
when they keep destroying our childhoods.
I saw somebody make a cake for their child's birthday where it was like fucking, like it was a meme, but it was like Mufasa was like falling off the side. Yeah.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
I need a child that wants that cake because I want to do
Why? Trauma on a cake? Why?
I never liked Lion King, so that's awesome.
you're like, I want that
Uh,
cake.
Oh my God.
uh,
That's brutal. The only worst cake that I can imagine, like more traumatic cake, is a cake of Atreyu's horse
Oh,
like
Jesus.
drowning in a fucking muck. You know what
Oh
I
it.
What the fuck does the horse have to be like sad about? Like
mean?
that's what I want to know. I want to meet a depressed horse and be like,
That's
what the
right.
fuck is going on?
Have you ever been around a horse? They always look sad.
they just have
Mhm.
a long face.
There's no addition.
Fuck you, Josh.
Oh,
Well
Josh.
done. Well done, sir. Well done. This and more you can get on Kill of the Week. So
Yeah.
go listen to Kill of the Week.
And today we are talking about Good Boy. Who wants to summarize the movie?
Well, my summarizing of it is this is the live action Courage the Cowardly Dog movie that we needed.
I support that. I support
Mhm.
that. Courage. Who here watched Courage the Cowardly Dog as like a child?
For all of our listeners, everyone raised their hand.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yes.
Oh, that's
Nobody
right.
will
Yeah.
see this. Yeah.
Yeah, no one sees this.
I think that's such an apt comparison too, right? Courage the Cowardly Dog. For those of us, people who don't know out there in the world, what this cartoon was, it's like a story about a dog who is
In the middle of
owned by
nowhere.
in the middle of nowhere, owned by two elderly people
Mhm.
who regularly has to deal with and battle supernatural happenings in his house and around his house that his elderly owners seem to kind of know nothing about, right? It's like it's all him in charge of shit. And that's kind of what we have in this movie too, right? Like it's
Mhm.
you've got our dog Indy, who is clearly dealing with some sort of supernatural goings on and seems to be the only one privy to that as well. I
Mhm.
don't know what was that the vibe y'all got with it as well?
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, and I had seen something online afterwards, which I wish I'd kept the source, that this is not critique, promise, because I am always one that wants to hop right into that. That the supernatural beings were like basically death, so that the dog saw death coming for the owner because like they can sense things like that. And the second time I watched it, I was like, oh, okay, all right, this is like it makes sense when you watch it again, knowing that. But I don't know if it has to be read that way. But yeah, I think that's why the dog is the only one that can see it.
Yeah.
I think of it as like the dog was trying to make sense of death. Like he knew something bad was happening. He did like he probably could tell that that his owner was dying. He was kind of like thinking about it as though it were a predator that he could like defend warn his owner
Right.
Like
coming.
something tangible.
Something, yeah, but it's not something that's like physical, or he has no idea where it's coming from. It's why it's coming from inside the house.
Mm.
Can't stop it, and he's trying to like wrap his head around making sense of what's happening to his owner.
Yeah. So one of the questions that I had about it was about the tension between the human horror and the animal horror in this movie. Like, because there does seem to be this hinting about, this house. This is a quote unquote cursed house. We hear all of these details like peripherally in the movie, and and I wondered what your takes were on that. Like, is there something like actually supernaturally wrong with this house, or are we just getting anxious situations filtered through a dog's eyes, and that's what it looks like?
Yeah, I thought it was straight up haunted house.
Yeah.
Like I was getting like I guess for lack of a better comparison, like 13 Ghost vibes,
Yeah,
where
I
instead
understand.
of it being like, oh, if you have the glasses you can see it, it's like because they are, the old wives' tale of like animals are more keen to anything. So I literally thought it was just it was just that. I thought it was like, oh, haunted house, grandpa died here, his spirit's still there, and I'm not trying to get into critique territory, so I'm like trying to like censor myself with it,
It's so
but
hard.
it
It
is.
is
It's
hard. We
very
do this. We
difficult.
do this every episode. Don't
We
worry.
do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of took it as like, okay, it's a haunted house. The only thing that can see it is the dog, but the dog has no real way of communicating that. So that's like the challenge.
That's what I thought too. And that's what I thought. I thought it was like a ghost in the house that was killing the previous owners. Like it killed the
Grandpa.
grandpa, and like it didn't mention that other relatives lived in the house before, so I just assumed other people, even though they go out to the graveyard and like I guess it's like other family members.
But they did make a mention of like, oh, they all died young or something like that.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
So
Which you could like, I guess, like knowing the other implication that it's like death could be like, oh, fine, it was like illness that killed them. But it's also like, okay, maybe the ghost killed them and like the previous dogs could see the ghosts, followed them down into the basement and then couldn't get out.
Even ambiguous, they really do. At first, that is kind of how I took it. It was like, oh, it's like humans have wacky stories about like ghosts and stuff, but then I tell you, especially, but like we're gonna spoil. Obviously we're gonna spoil it. Towards the end there, when the when the owner's skin just kind of like deteriorates and melts off, and whew, that was a haunting right there.
At first, I also thought it was haunted or that the dog itself was psychic somehow. I was
Mm.
like, because during the flashbacks, I didn't kind of, I guess, say get it at first. But when I saw basically the grandfather flashback and the son sitting in the same chair, I was like, wait, oh yeah, that's death.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, I get it. All right.
Totally.
And then it creeped me out even more.
Mhm.
The match cutting with the older dog, the grandfather's dog, like back and forth, like that was like like it was shifting almost like it was like the same dog. It's like shifting like different angles, so you know what I mean. And see, so it really gave me a good idea of this dog is going to suffer the same fate. Like something bad happened, and it's. I thought that was really good too.
Yeah.
dude, like the ghost dog really fucking threw me for a loop when he first like popped up and like that. like a lot of credit to them because they used a lot of like the lower thirds in their framing for this, and like the way that they shot it was one, it was gorgeous, and two, it like cool. Like the dog is not center frame. I'm not gonna look at fucking Indy. I'm not gonna look at the main guy. I'm looking everywhere else because of like how they framed it up. And when like that other dog just like popped up, I was just like, oh shit, okay.
Mhm.
It felt very like Haunting of Hill House, Insidious, where there's always things happening in the background, and there's
Yeah.
what you're watching is only part of the story, and there's so many things happening around it, and this fucks you up.
The little things
Yeah.
and under the beds and under the behind the cupboards that the humans don't notice that you see from this very unique perspective, this very unique angle that you can't even you never actually like see any of the humans' faces, like the very
Uh, I
times.
love that. That gave me like such 90s cartoon vibes
Yes.
too. Like,
Straight up
Yep.
Charlie Brown.
yeah, Charlie Brown, or like
Mhm.
my brain went to Cow and Chicken, where you
I
only
went to
saw like
the
the waist.
Chicken.
yes. I
Yes.
thought Muppet Babies, if
Muppet
you've ever seen
Babies.
them. It's all like the 90s cartoons, 100%. I love that the first time you see his face is
Yeah,
when he's a ghost
Yeah.
yeah,
after
Well,
he's
yeah,
dead.
that's what I was gonna say. Is like the only time you see his face is after he's dead, and I wondered
Mhm.
if it was this like statement about innocence a little bit, like this, like like I like kind of like an all dogs go to heaven kind of thing. Like there's like why is it that we only get to see this owner's face after he's dead versus the rest of it? Like what is the rationale behind that choice? What do you think?
I think it was just, I personally think it was a directorial choice. We want only the attention of the dog. And I think with the main character, well, not the main character, but the supporting character, his owner, going through the treatments that he was going through, I think that would have taken away from the dog. Whereas in a lot of movies that do the opposite, where they have a dog, like let's say like Poltergeist, for example, another kind of ghost story type movie, you see a lot of the actors and things like that, and like whenever they show the dog, it's nothing more than just like a minute detail, and I think they wanted to flip that script.
Yeah, interesting.
I mean, I think from my perspective, I think when someone dying of cancer, they get sick, they look different, they act different. So I feel like it's the idea of like you don't want to imagine someone on the last days of their life. You try to
Sure.
remember who they were when they were still alive. So maybe
Hmm.
it's that game too of, I think what Brandon's saying is true, but it's also a matter of like from the dog's perspective, he remembers his owner looking a certain way. So any other version of that would take away from your memory.
Yeah, that's really compelling to me too. I like
Yeah.
that a lot.
To both Brandon and Jill's point, they there's not like a lot much that I thought past that because when they said it was from only a dog's perspective, that was my main draw to watch the movie. So I was like, I'm not watching it for humans. And the main, and that's yeah. I mean, I didn't have much to add, but that was my thought process behind it as
Mm,
well.
yeah, for sure. I'm kind of of two minds, and if this is something that kind of tips us over into like a critique territory, I feel like it's okay. Um, but like, did you find the focus on Indy the dog to be um like gimmicky at all?
I did. I think it was a draw for people to
Yeah.
like go into the film because like Josh said, oh, it's from the dog perspective. I'm sold. Same. I wanted to see a fucking cute dog fight ghosts. I think that's where it came from. I think with reading that the dog was the director's own dog, which I thought was cool. But I do think that a part of that is part of a gimmick of things of like taking films and flipping the script and just being like, oh, what haven't you seen? Oh, we need a non-animated, non-talking lead protagonist dog.
Mm,
So I think that's kind of a part of the gimmick.
that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I think it was a gimmick, but I think it was an interesting experiment. We haven't really seen that before. Like a horror movie from the perspective of a dog. I think it's an interesting experiment. I think it was, this part will be a moment of critique, so I apologize. I think
How
minus
dare you, Jen?
I think minus the acting skills, it was a pretty successful experiment. I think that for me, when there is a experiment in making film, I'm fascinated at how they did it. And the fact that this film took 5 years to make is really interesting. That it was not an acting dog, it was just the director's dog.
Yeah.
Like that's fascinating, and it
Yeah.
must have been so difficult to do and to be able to get the right shots with him, because there's certain things the dog does that I'm like, it's amazing he's not an acting dog. Like even at the end when he looks back at the whistle but like doesn't go towards it, it must have been not a whistle, it must have been another noise. Like there's a lot of ADR, I think, that must have happened in this film. But yeah, I think it's interesting. I think it's more interesting than if it was like a big name director with like a dog that was like in a bunch of movies. I don't know. It
Yeah.
would feel too easy.
For like a fucking stupid CGI dog.
If it was CGI, there's no way I would have watched it.
Well, Jill, you listened to an interview with the director
Yeah,
talking about it.
so they talked a lot about, I think almost the entire movie was basically ADR from what I remember, where it was all just command and then they put the voice on top to just kind of act the part. But they
I'm
were
sorry to
talking
interrupt.
about
For those of us who don't know ADR, what is that?
Additional dialogue recording.
Okay.
that. That's when we just speak into a microphone and just watch the thing and say, basically lip read yourself. Thank you. I was like, I don't know what it stands for, but I know what we do. So a
Dubbing.
lot of it was shot out, shot, and then they had to do the lines over top afterwards with covering up basically the dog's directions. But they spoke a lot about the idea of how they shot, you can have a human look sad and you can direct them to look sad, but you can't really make a dog look sad. So it's really the way that they cut back and forth between, like, if you show someone dying and then you cut back to the dog and you cut back to like a funeral, you're gonna basically all the little clips, you're gonna make sense on where the dog's reactions are connecting one thing to the other. It's all just like imagery connecting in your head. So watching it and realizing all the things that happened around the dog that they cut back and forth to give you the emotions of the dog, was really interesting to watch. Like I want to watch it again with the perspective from like more production side and not just like, look at this dog and like loving him the whole time. But it was amazing. It was amazing for what it was. I don't know if there will ever be anything like it. It reminds me a lot of, what was it called? Homeward Bound when we were kids.
Yes.
So it's like that, but
Great
better.
movie.
Well, Homeward Bound has
Oh,
this very
wow.
human narration to it, right? It's like
Yeah.
very
That was weird.
Yeah.
Michael J.
That was like very
Fox. Yeah.
animal focused. This was better.
There were a few of those movies from the 90s, because there was also Beethoven and Milo and Otis, and like at least no dogs died in the making of this movie, like some of those other films.
Wait,
Yeah.
what? Wait,
Yeah,
dogs
Milo
died?
and Otis, they went through a fuck ton of cats and dogs, apparently.
No.
You know that
What?
water scene? Mm-mm.
Oh, that's brutal. I didn't know
I
that.
ruined Harry's night. I ruined
You did
everyone's
ruin
night.
my
I was like,
night.
look at our faces.
All right, so that's got to be a kill of the week. We got to talk about how they killed the animals on the making of.
Yeah, does Kill the Week count if it's like behind the BTS kills? Like, does that
Yeah,
count?
I
we
mean,
talked about that with Poltergeist, actually.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Damn, Jen, you really brought that down. That's
Or
really-
no, it wasn't Poltergeist. We talked about it. We talked about it for Twilight Zone, the movie. We did a kill of the
Yeah,
week.
that's when they killed children, but that wasn't as bad as killing the dogs and the cats. Like
No,
that.
children, whatever.
That was another thing. No, I'm gonna stop myself because it's a critique thing. Never mind.
We could shift into critique.
It's fine. Yeah,
if
we can get
want.
there.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Unless,
Right.
does anybody have any other analytical questions?
I have one less. I never thought that I would be the person to push back on this, but like I feel like we're largely characterizing the inclusion of the dog in this movie as, or like the centering of the dog in this movie as like a gimmick, and I actually do think that there's like a thematic reason for there being a dog in this movie. Like I think it's called Good Boy because it like weirdly is trying to give us like the dog's experience in this, like, and I don't know, like we're gonna get into critique like literally right now. I did not love this movie, forewarning, but I do think that it was somewhat successful in trying to convey, um, you know, a, a a dog's experience in situations and events that are well beyond its comprehension and that are like really really scary for it, and I did kind of find it a little bit moving. Did anybody else find it like moving at the end when
Yeah.
he doesn't he's not ready to just like leave this like really scary situation, and it actually takes that lady like a couple of tries to get the dog to like leave the basement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think I can say I felt moved.
Yeah.
I felt moved until the credit scene when he's just like hanging his head out the window, and it was just like nothing ever happened for him.
Yeah, fair.
I was like, oh, he doesn't want to leave his owner. Oh, wait, car ride? Yeah, going for a car ride.
It's good to be a dog,
Yeah.
All right, that's it. Let's get into critique.
I mean, I'm with you. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. I thought it was good. I thought it was fine. I think the best thing that this film had was the 70-minute runtime. Mm-hmm. I thought that was awesome. Like me being an old man and just being like no attention span. I was like,
no doubt.
This movie's a fucking hour and 10 minutes. Like, this is rad. I love it. I thought the runtime really helped it because there was really the story the director wanted to tell was a very condensed story. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was good. They didn't try to oversell it or undersell it. I think that was good. There was some bits of the writing that really got under my skin with the fucking foxtrap shit. Really was like pissing me off because every time you saw that neighbor, watch out for that foxtrap.
So true. So true.
And I'm just like, well, the fucking dog's going to get into a foxtrap. Like, you said it enough times.
Yeah.
You know that it was going to go into a foxtrap. And then it did. And I was just like, oh, there it is. Mm-hmm. The foxtrap we were warned about. Like, that shit sucked.
Well, I also kind of... I mean, this maybe speaks to me a little bit as a non-hunter. But I didn't really realize that what a foxtrap was. And I was kind of picturing a bear trap, I think.
We were too.
Same.
Yeah, same.
And I was expecting it to get bloodier.
Yeah.
I was ready to like flip my coffee table if that dog got like stuck in a bear trap.
Like snapped.
I just thought it was a smaller bear trap.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I will say
nope.
I totally agree with you about some of the writing. I felt especially since it was ADR, they had time to revise it. And there was one thing in particular that really pissed me off both times, drove me crazy. It's not hard to make a person ill and have them die from that illness and make it simple. What they did too was, instead of that, they make it seem like he has cancer, which apparently on Wikipedia it says that he has chronic lung disease. But then they also say at one point when the dog is walking upstairs and they're on the phone, they mention relapsing and rehab. So I was like, wait, is he addicted to like drugs or something now, or alcohol? I was like, why are we putting both in there? Why is there so much dialogue? It should be streamlined, simple. Mention the words chemo, mention the word, whatever the fuck you want it to be, but make it one thing, because it is not really about that. Like, if you want it, or don't tell me what the illness is at all. It really pissed me off. And the second time on a rewatch, because I was like, maybe I watched it wrong. I was like, no, I did not watch this wrong. Why is this in here? So I don't know if that pissed anyone else off.
I struggle.
I'm with you on that, Jen.
Yeah, I had to ask Brandon, like, wait a minute, is it drugs or is it cancer? Like, we had to talk about it. We had to stop and talk about it.
I had to do a little bit of research myself, and I discovered that when cancer returns after a period of remission, it is sometimes called relapse. Um, I don't remember a discussion of rehab. There was
It's in
discussion
the
of rehab.
same moment. Yes,
Yeah,
it's in the same phone call.
Yeah.
yeah, they
So
talk
like,
about letting him out of rehab.
Mm-hmm.
man, it is super convoluted, isn't it? And is that about the, again, it's an animal. It doesn't necessarily understand these like fine distinctions between these problems that people have, but like I don't know. I don't know. What do you think? Like, is that purposeful or is that just a mess?
I think it's both. I think he was purposely trying to make something ambiguous and try and be a little fancy
Mm-hmm.
and like artsy. And I think, like, again, I think he wanted it to be just weird because, like, maybe not weird, but try and make it as vague as possible is what I think the director was trying to do. Now, I will always credit a person. He got this done in 5 years. This is his debut directing. And, for a first time feature film, for a first thing, fucking A. Like, that's good. Like, this is things that will, get attention and whatnot. But it was just very confusing, especially because when it was like, oh, ghost story from the dog's perspective, and we have that opening spoiler, and the dude fucking not responding, and his sister finding him, I thought he died. I thought he was already dead, and they made it seem like he dies in the beginning, and now we're being transported to what killed him.
Yeah, I
And I
thought
thought
that
it,
too.
I
I thought
thought it
that
was
too.
kind of doing that, and I feel
Mhm.
like the execution of a lot of this stuff was not done well unless it is trying to be like, oh well, you got to look at it from a dog's perspective. He doesn't understand anything. I'm not a fucking dog. I'm not gonna like
Right.
understand what the hell you're
Right.
talking about versus like a childlike wonder where it's like, oh yeah, I was 7. I would not understand that at 7, but I'm
Yeah.
not gonna know a brain of a dog. I'm a cat
Yeah.
guy.
It was very convoluted. I was confused for the most of it, which is why I was like, maybe he's trying to give us the mind of a dog even through dialogue, not just through sight. Because as Brandon said, I don't know how a dog thinks.
Mm.
So I know that they're happy to see you and that they're hungry or angry. I don't think they understand complexities to that level. So that's why they're just as confused as the audience. But when he sees him coughing up blood, he's like, "Oh shit, not good." But then he lashes out, "Oh, that's bad." So then he's like, and I'm like, "Who lashes out at a dog when they have cancer? They're there to comfort you. What?" And that's why I was like, "Could it have been drugs?" And then that's why I'm
Right.
happy you brought up the relapse. Oh, that's just another way for cancer. So
Mm-hmm.
like maybe he's just angry.
Totally.
Either which way you spin it, I'm just as confused as the
I
dog.
mean, the irritability makes sense. Like if you're going through some shit, like you don't want anything near you. But they also fucked it up in talking about like the idea of whether it was drugs or hospital. They made it a very strong point to have the focus on like the bandage on the arm, which could have been a fucking
Mm-hmm.
heroin needle.
Yeah.
Literally, which is what I thought it was at one point. I'm like,
Yeah.
And the way that he gets really defensive and angry about his sister calling and like
Mm-hmm.
checking up on him too, like, yeah, it doesn't read. I mean, look, I've never had cancer, thankfully, knocking on wood over here, but it doesn't read like what I'd imagine that to be. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't know. Like,
now why are you asshole now?
right?
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
I can argue that because I think so my mom has a history of cancer and seizures, and lately we've kind of my sister will over coddle her, so we have moments where she's just like, just let me take a damn shower. Like I can be
yeah,
left alone for 5 seconds. So I
okay,
do understand why he's acting that way. Of like this is not a overnight illness. This isn't the first day that he's been sick. This is his life every day, and you're just like, okay, this is my new normal, and I need you to leave me alone and have some level of normalcy.
Mm-hmm.
damn,
So I can understand it from that perspective.
I definitely understand it from the sister's perspective. I'm not sister, but the him talking to his
Yeah,
sister.
you can definitely see it from both sides
Yeah.
of like the sister wanting to like check in and be there and trying to be supportive, and the other side being like, I need to figure this out on my own. I know where to find you if I need you. Like I get that from both
But I
ends.
think I understand his anger towards the sister, but not
But
towards
don't
the
show the
dog.
dog.
Yeah, I mean, every pet owner's gotten annoyed at their pets for doing something bad, but like, or being annoying, but like, it felt like more viscerally angry. It felt like a bad pet owner.
I didn't take it that way. I mean, I think it was like he was upset with himself. He was upset in the moment of like, you're trying to breathe, you're overwhelmed, you're overstimulated, the dog's in your face. Like, we had a cat that was clingy, was putting it nicely with how she was. And there were times when we're just like, okay, I need you to just be over here for like 5 seconds and just not in my face. And like, it's just, I'm sure we've all had a moment where we were like overstimulated and we're just like, I just need a second to like regulate myself. So it can come off harsh, but I think was kind of realistic. Like if everything was just perfect, it wouldn't have been realistic to like everything he was going through. It's just like he basically went to this cabin to die and knew that. So like his
But
days
she
are getting
brought the
harder. He's getting sicker. The dog is trying to be there. That's great, but it's the same moment of like, I just need a second. And the dog's trying to communicate the only way he knows how to. So it's just like, how do you communicate when you can't actually speak the same language?
Yeah, man, I think that's so profound, and like I think so like at the core of what this movie is. Yeah, and just like I don't know if it's a just like a sidebar to kind of what we're saying here. Like I do think that the movie does a little bit of so we get glimpses of this kind of mud monster, right? This like mud man, and I do think that the movie kind of intentionally starts to blur the lines between Indy's owner and the mud monster. Like I'm thinking of there's a scene where Indy is we see the top of his head and he's getting stroked by his owner, and then at one point the hand comes back and it's the mud monster's hand instead of his owner's hand, and just like little things like that where to me I think that's like a really compelling point in favor of it just kind of being this thing about this animal that doesn't understand the onset of death, the just like the gripping kind of immortal experience. And yeah, that makes me appreciate it more, actually. I think a little bit. I don't know, like I feel like it. So just to come back to the critique of it all, I was feeling pretty ready to give this a little bit of a mid rating. I felt like the parts of it that I appreciated. I want to give this dog an Academy Award, but I kind of want to smack every human actor in the film, like across the face. I just feel like I don't know. I didn't love, maybe it was the dialogue, maybe it was their acting specifically, but I wasn't really compelled by that. I didn't love the sort of ambiguities in it. I didn't feel like there was a ton of effort to make them meaningful. But I don't know, through this conversation, I think I'm actually kind of feeling a little bit more. I don't know.
like I feel like their relationship was like really cliche. I've seen it a million times, and that's why I was so about the dog. It was like you have a spat with your sisters, siblings fight all the time. Yes, this is a little more serious. However, we've seen the cancer troop 1,000 times in movies. I'm not downplaying it. I'm just downplaying the script simplicity that we use, which I think that's why it was so much about the dog and the camera. The shots were amazing. And when I looked up the budget to it, and I was like, I think a lot of it went to the camera, and it was well worth it
Yeah.
because I loved every shot, the cinematically the way it was filmed.
What was the budget here?
When I looked it up, I think it was only 70,000.
Yeah.
Wow, that's small.
Definitely didn't look that small, which is
It didn't look small.
very
Yeah,
good. Yeah.
I was gonna say.
It really surprised me too.
Should we talk numbers here, Jen?
I was
Are we
literally
rating?
just going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Yes. So we rate the movies. We rate them based on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being the worst thing you've ever seen, 10 being like the best you've ever seen.
A classic that should be taught in every film studies.
Well, we tend to rate them. I don't know, Harry, if you do it the way that I do, but I like it could be like a bad movie to the world, but if I love it and I'm gonna watch it a million times, I'll like rate it higher. So I do it based on like my own personal opinion as opposed to what
There's no
people
rigid
think.
criteria that you
There's
use.
none.
It's just
No.
whatever you want. Yeah.
We've had other people be like, nah, I want to rate it like this, and that's fine. So it doesn't matter.
I will give this movie a 6.5 out of 10. I think that it is interesting in its conceit. I think that it is successful in some ways. It's got some fun jump scares. It's a movie that I think is like overall fine, and I'm happy that it was made. I think it's cool to have a movie that features a dog's perspective. Not only that, but kind of seems to do something with dogness, if I may. Uh, there's a lot that doesn't work for me though. I mean, honestly, I don't love any of the human actors in the film. They all strike me. They kind of took me out of it. In particular, like his male owner there. Like I just didn't love his performance. I am also. This is not the kind of movie that is for me. I don't love. I don't get into the haunted house thing all that much. They tend to feel for me like they just feel like characters walking around and getting scared by things, and that for me gets silly after a while. And also, just my own personal preferences. I like when movies hurt a lot more. Like I love really like eviscerating horror films, and this is not that. This is a much more of a scary stories to tell in the dark kind of horror film, and that's cool for some people. It's good as gateway stuff. I can appreciate that, but it's just not for me. So that's my rating, 6.5.
I think that's fair. My rating is close. I'm gonna give it a 7. Uh, just because I really appreciate it for what it's doing. Like it's really unique. I also agree. I don't like the acting, especially the guy. It feels like they're trying too hard. It's like,
The human acting, I think the dog acting is like fucking
oh,
great.
the dog is
That dog is
amazing.
incredible. Is the best
Yeah,
actor in the movie.
100%. Well, because everybody else feels like they're like in like a theater class
Yeah,
and
it's
like
bad. It's
recording
bad.
into a
Yeah.
microphone and they're just learning how to have emotion in acting for the first time. I really felt like the acting was real bad. I think that the dialogue has too many plot holes and it's too much dialogue in the movie for what it is. I think it would have been better a little bit more silent, which also would have helped with the acting. Uh, but yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. I would recommend it to people. So that's why I give it a 7. I feel like there's something else I wanted to say. I don't remember. Oh, the visuals. I'm excited to see what this director does next because those fucking visuals were great, which I feel like Josh, I know you mentioned, I totally agree. That fucking camera, like the
That
lighting,
was so
so
nice.
good. Yes, I was like, the sound sounds like the most low budget film in the world, but the visuals are like incredible.
Like that, you took me into the movie with this camera, and thank you for that. I needed that camera.
Yes, if it didn't have that lighting or that camera, I'd probably just be like, well, the dog was good.
Guess I'll go into my rating, which would be well, mine was going to be a 6 for most of the, like it is exactly what it said it would be, which I give it 4 points for, but the dog and the camera push it better than just your average background noise to
Yeah.
you might actually want to look at it a little. You might want to look at it because once you look at it, you're going to kind of just be drawn in simply because of the shots. Even though you realize that, oh yeah, the acting is terrible, the dialogue is confusing, but the shots are good if there's a dog. So those are 2 points that already beats your average movie by far.
I mean, I think I would probably I'm gonna go with Jen and say I would give it a 7. I wasn't really in love with the whole movie, but I agree. I think what they're going for, and it was something like I've never seen before. I really liked it. for that aspect. I kind of wish the entire thing was just a silent film and just had the dog.
Yes.
I think we didn't need the mediocre acting took it out. The visual was gorgeous, the dog was gorgeous, the acting was horrendous. Plot holes are horrendous. Like we could just skip all of that and like been absolutely fine. I would not have missed anything if we didn't have any audio. Because at first I thought that's how it was going to go, and it was a little weird. I'm like, okay, this is going to be different, and it was already such a different film. I don't know why they didn't just stick with completely,
Yeah.
or at least very minimal audio. They already had minimal, but the parts they did have should have had more power. If you only have minimal conversations, you need to make them work. And they were all just not really like we can see the phone going off without needing to hear the phone call. We can see the missed messages. We can see all these things
Yeah.
without actually hearing them arguing or having these conversations or confusion of what was wrong with him. Um, I love to see more from him. I can't wait to see what comes next. I think it was an interesting film for what it was. It wasn't something I loved, but I'm willing to rewatch to kind of watch more of the background and see if I can find some more pieces to it.
Mm.
Visually it was gorgeous. I can't believe on that budget what they did, which is great. They put the money where it needed to go, and it shows. I love that dog. It was so cute. But I also want to see it again with like a really ugly dog, and then that would make me laugh too. Like I just want to see like the dumbest, derpiest looking dog, and then to see the whole thing again, which is like a derpy looking dog running around.
Or just like a dachshund. What if it was
Yeah.
a dachshund instead?
Yeah, it'd just be like, oh, there he is. Great. I don't know. I liked it. Wasn't the best, but it worked.
Yeah, so like I said, I think for a directorial debut, it hit what it needed to do. I think it made a mark. I think it's something that is that does give conversation and makes people want to see it and talk about it, whether the dog you see it as a gimmick or not. Unlike Harry, I love the haunted house films. I love a lot of those, anything spiritual, anything like that, because as much as I don't always care for A24 films, I do love emotional horror. I do
Sure.
love anything that is otherworldly. Just I don't know, it strikes a different nerve for me. Interdimensional stuff, I love a lot of that stuff. And I think with this film it was a good start to it. I think this was a good like pitch project that could be like expanded on. I know I said earlier I was like I had a 70-minute runtime. They with what the story that they were telling with it, it needs to be 70 minutes. But I think they could have done a little bit more in terms of like fine, you have this sick guy, you could focus a lot on that and really build the relationship between dog and owner and really make it be that the dog is protecting said owner. Because I didn't get a lot of that protection vibe. I know this kind of going
They
back to
did that with the
critique.
flashbacks.
Yeah, I don't know.
He didn't bark
I
enough.
I mean, the
yeah,
dog sat in the doorway and sat there and stared at him. Like, what protection vibes did you not get?
I got a dog that was confused and
Well,
more
you
trying
have
to
no
figure
soul.
out what was going on, not trying protecting.
Yeah.
You have no soul
But
left.
I think overall though, like my rating for it is more 5 out of 10, only because like it was just fine. I think it was a good first project. I think it could be cleaned up. I
Yeah.
don't think anything is ever perfect. I also don't think anything is ever trash. But I think a solid 5 out of 10 for me, merely because I think this was a great first attempt at a feature. And I can me speaking to that as someone who had their first feature come out last year, like I feel all of his like struggles. It took him 5 years to make that movie. It took us 5 years to make our movie. Like I connect with this dude on a like subconscious level of like,
Yeah.
oh cool, like your half your budget went to your camera, so did ours.
Mm,
Like that's just he made the right decisions for something to be like a good jumping off point of
mhm.
like here, look at me. This is what I can, what I did and what I can do. Now give me money to make it more so.
Yeah. That's such a good perspective to have. It's so easy to forget that this is a debut and that it's indie film. I think everything gets kind of like scaled and measured against things that cost so much more fucking money.
Yes.
That I think that's a worthy consideration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think he utilized his locations very, very well and just like worked within his means, which was great, which really helps affect that rating that it's just like you knew how you wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And you can tell that what you wanted to do didn't always land.
Right.
And it was working within what you have. And I
Right.
think that, that's dope.
Cool. All right. So it sounds like we're all kind of in the same rough territory here as far as ratings are concerned. Should we move into some games? The game that we play with every single movie, which is going to be really
Are
complicated.
you serious? Are you actually going to do it? I wasn't going to do it.
You were going to do it? No, Jen, we have to do it.
The hottest?
The game is Who's the Hottest. Yeah. That's right.
From in the movie?
That's right.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Okay.
easy.
Oh, that's easy. Okay, go for it. Yes, please,
Yeah,
Josh.
the camera
save
lens.
us.
Oh my goodness. The camera lens. Oh my goodness.
Okay, that's fucking great.
I was gonna say Muckman, but yeah, the camera lens really fucking nails it.
Because who else do you have in this movie? You have a dog.
That's
Yeah.
why I'm like, I can only think of that. And the cameraman is the camera and the plot armor that surrounds the cameraman is they have to be hot. They just have to be.
I was gonna say, like, to be a dick, you would have to say Larry Fassender, who played the grandfather, because like that dude is, for one, that dude's a fantastic writer. Like he has been around in the horror film scene for such a long time.
Oh,
But like, I'm sorry, but this dude is the most wildest looking man ever. If you just look at him on the day to day, this dude is absolutely batshit crazy looking, and you would not want to run into him in a dark alley.
yeah. So what stuff has this guy been in?
I mean, he wrote the Until Dawn video game series.
Oh,
he
fuck.
he worked on the show called Fear Itself. Oh god, what else did he? He's done a lot of stuff. He's directed, he wrote, he acted.
He produced Innkeepers.
Oh, the Ty West movie?
ABC's
Yeah.
of Death. He was a part of. This dude has been around for a
Cool.
long, long time.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
He was in The Strain for an episode, which was cool.
He's like literally the only, him and Dead Todd are like the only faces we have. Oh, and Death.
Do we not see the sister?
We don't see her
No.
face, but
We don't see her
you know,
face.
she seems real. She seems caring. You know, she seems real, real nurturing. I don't know. Come on.
Are you gonna go with the sister?
Fall in love through the phone. I mean, it happens sometimes. Her was a whole movie.
I mean, I will say, for someone I am not knowledgeable in the hunting universe at all, so when you first see the neighbor and he kind of looks like Slipknot meets American Horror Story Murder House, I'm like, what the hell is standing in the woods? Who is that? What is he wearing? And you don't know if it's a monster, and then you're like, oh, it's a hunting thing. And I'm like, that's weird. Because like I did not know what that was at first, and it was unsettling.
It's pretty metal, though. It is pretty metal.
Yeah,
It's
it
pretty
was.
metal.
Yeah.
Not like the 10th member of Slipknot, you know?
Hell yeah.
What other games, Harry?
Oh, I got tons of games. I got games on games. Are you ready? So if you could give this movie a bad title, like if you could title it wrong, you know what I mean? Like what would you retitle it?
Cancer or drugs? Chemo or drug relapse?
Ke-
Which one is it?
I like that. I like cancer
Yeah.
and drugs. Question mark? Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yes.
Dog of premonition. I'm like, what are you seeing? Are you a psychic dog? Are you going through time?
What about just like psychic
No,
dogs?
That's too much.
I like
Limit.
psychic
yeah,
dog.
psychic dog.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's way more
Mhm.
simple.
That's pretty good. I like that. Yeah.
Oh God. See, I love alliteration, so my brain is trying to come up with something that is along those lines. My brain wanted to go to like the Canine Whisperer. So I'm gonna go with Canine Whisperer.
That's cool. That feels very like True TV. It feels very like
Yep.
I'm gonna say like Ghost Barks.
Ghost Barks. Okay, that's great.
Yes. Yeah.
That's it.
That's good.
That's
Ghost
that's
Barks.
fucking great.
Where would you stick a sex scene in this movie?
Oh my Christ.
Oh, I know exactly where.
Go ahead.
It'll be in the doctor's office in the MRI machine.
Uh-huh.
She would crawl in with him.
Yeah.
I was going to say when he was getting his basically soul dragged now, but it would be instead of death, all of a sudden it's, why is this a sexy lady? And now he's enticed to go down there. And when the dog goes down, like, you can't save me. It's like, I don't want to be saved.
Yeah. I feel like this dude is just turning into like the whole like help I'm stuck stepsister vibe, where he's like he's not really sick. It's just like I just need you to keep coming over and checking on me.
Is my sponge bath ready?
No, everyone's going to people. What if the dog fucks the ghost dog? And then they have
ghost puppies?
Yeah, like real / ghost puppies.
Okay.
It's a new movie. It's a different movie.
No, it is totally a different movie.
That does definitely change the movie.
They did Zombie Baby and Dead Alive. I think it could work.
Yeah.
It sounds like a 90s toy. Like you'd be like, Mom, take me to Toys R Us so I can get ghost puppies.
Ghost puppies,
It
yes.
does sound like
absolutely.
a toy.
Yes.
I love that.
We've created a whole new line of merchandise for this movie. Like, I mean, I feel like they owe us, really.
Mm-hmm. I mean, not all of it's good, but you know.
But neither is their movie, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Right, you're right, Jen. You're right, Jen. Not all of it's good. Some of it's great. Okay. Josh, what did you say? I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was like, we could sell empty boxes. Ghost dog.
The ghost dog is in there.
That's fucking great.
Well, didn't they do that with like Ghost Shark? And it's just like you didn't have a shark; it was just a ghost shark in a movie. And you're like,
oh no, Ghost Shark it appeared in any body of water. So it ate a kid through a bucket, and then it ate a kid through a slip and slide. That was Ghost Shark.
Was this a
sci-fi
movie?
original.
This existed?
Yeah, the sci-fi original.
Awesome.
I'm telling you, we're going to make our way to a sci-fi original movie. I want that.
That sounds perfect. So our traditional closing thing, y'all, is that we ask our guests, with plural, to provide for us a soundbite that will be just the final thing that our listeners will hear. It can be literally anything in the world that you want. Some people make noises. Some people quote the movie. Some people quote other movies. One person went, bye-bye. Another person pretended to be Jar Jar Binks. Does anybody feel like you have a soundbite for us that would be a good kind of closing noise for us?
God, Chris would love that so much.
Yeah. Fuck.
It works 60% of the time, 100% of the time.
That doesn't make sense, but perfect. Love it. All right, thanks y'all. Thank y'all for joining us on this.
Yeah, thank you for having us. This was awesome.
Thank you.
Perfect. All right.